All right. Do you want to give us a clap? I might need a little bit more aggression. Gosh, that was really hard to get out. Exactly. You get it.
All right. Well, welcome to the Nicks Boots from Start to Finish podcast. This is our 60th anniversary month. We have to call that out. The actual date is right around May 18th, I believe, which is also coincidentally my birthday. Thank you, everyone. Yeah. So this is just a short one. It's a quick check-in. I'm here with Rebecca Burnham, operations manager, and of course, producer extraordinaire, Kelsey Lursbach. Thanks for being here, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Anytime.
Okay. Kelsey, how are you doing?
Living the dream.
Cool.
Yeah,
it seems a little unenthusiastic, but we'll kind of talk about what's going on over here. So the big push has been to prepare for the 60th anniversary. So this month we're going to have some crazy promotions going. So $60 off of every boot.
Mm-hmm. Every legacy boot.
Every legacy boot, excuse me. The legacy, of course, being defined by the section on our website. So that's like the Builder Pro, the Station Master, the Falcon, the Americana, the Robert, really core styles there. So hopefully that gets people to like kind of just order from that page and get their $60 discount. And then they'll message me on Reddit and they'll be like, hey, can I like change it to a totally different boot? And I will have to have the intestinal fortitude to say no. That's what I'm channeling right now. But anyway, hopefully people will understand that we're offering that discount on those boots alone. And then, of course, we have one winner each week will get their boot at $64, which is pretty cool. It's also sort of sad that that's roughly the price of what the boots would have been in 1964, adjusted for inflation. But also you probably would have made like $1 an hour. So, things move things move around. Yeah. We got the Chore Boot came out.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca, what do you think of the Chore Boot?
I love the Chore Boot.
Yes.
I sense it's been a little divisive, but I love it.
Yeah, I mean, people think it's an Ugg boot or whatever, and I actually think it was more our heritage customers that didn't really get it. I mean, this is literally for like going out in your garden or, doing whatever. Getting the mail. It's definitely much more rugged than your typical Ugg boot. It is not lined with
sheep
fleece with sheep fur or whatever you call it. So I think it's a great boot. It's also like, it's kind of priced competitively right now to kind of get it out there. So hopefully if you're looking for something that you can just kind of throw on but still support you for quite some time, I think it's definitely worth a look.
Yeah. I have my Chelsea's. Kelsey has been very excited about the Chore Boot, and one of the prototypes we built is in Kelsey's size. She just slid that thing on, and I was shocked at how easy it went on.
I slid it on and was hopping around the office. I loved it.
Did it fit well?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I loved it.
Yeah, we've gotten better at pull-on boots. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, I just had a nice meeting about that. So we're going to be getting more of the pull-on boots going through here as we've kind of added some sewing capacity. They are a little more sewing intense to build. We do have some additional models of the Chore Boot coming out. So those samples are going through right now, like a heritage version. And I think some different sole options so we can get photography and, show some photos. So that's pretty cool. And hopefully people will be interested. It'll be cool. Yeah, I kind of wonder what like a Wicked and Craig or a CXL Chore Boot would look like.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
There's some of the double stuff leathers that I really want to see them in.
That's true.
Some of the fun colors.
Which ones?
In our new ones?
One of the new ones.
Did you check out the lime?
Yeah, I've seen the lime. Yeah. But I'm thinking about Cypress 8.
Yeah.
I think that'll be really nice.
Well, that's not Wicked and Craig, though.
Oh, it's not?
It's called Cypress 8. Cypress.
All right, I redact all my statements.
Cypress is a great leather, too.
Not the fact that I'm excited to see it in Cypress. I did get the tannery wrong.
Nice. So the Cypress number 8 will be our next limited launch. We've got the sample boot coming through right now. Pretty excited about that. Color 8. We've done Color 8 before. It's a very well-known color in the boot, nerd community. I think the challenge with it is while it's beautiful, it's also available from a lot of other boot makers, you know? But I don't think anyone has a cypress colorate. So, you've seen the Italian browns. Those are awesome, the cypress. And hopefully, I'm sure it'll have a similar kind of patina and look. And it does pull up, not as much as CXL, but it's kind of, I don't know. It's like, it's definitely a little more aniline, it's a little more leather feeling, less finished. So, I'm sure people will respond.
It's definitely interesting. And maybe I'm the weird one here, but I really don't know what color burgundy is supposed to be. Like, is burgundy supposed to be purpley? Is it supposed to be a deep red? I've never been clear on burgundy.
I think it's a good question because everyone does it differently. It's kind of like our leather world. People say latigos, and what does that mean? Latigo means a different thing to each tannery. People say hot stuffed. Hot stuffed means a different thing to every tannery. Everyone thinks they're right. So yeah, it's not like there's some, I don't know. I bet there are different burgundies. Like even if you went to like Pantone, there's probably different burgundies. What's a burgundy? Right?
I don't know.
It's a real existential question.
I know, but I like the clarity that Color 8 gives us. It's not burgundy, it's Color 8.
That's true. Color 8 does have a little, it's got a little purple, little eggplant in there. So yeah, excited for that, but I think that's a great call. Colors have been part of a lot of philosophical discussions over time. I'm trying to think about the reference, but I'm not going to get into it because I can't exactly remember. It's something about Descartes and color. Anyway. All right. New double stuff leathers came out. Mojave, which I think is just awesome. It's like our attempt to get kind of a lighter double stuff with all that yellow pull up. The Java went over well. I was surprised. The Java went over better than the walnut.
That's the one that I thought was black.
Yes, right? It's super dark brown. So yeah, the walnut I think the walnut's great. I thought it might be a little more broad in its appeal, but I do think that if you're getting towards the end of the bell curve on the double stuffs, maybe you want something a little more unique, and I think the Java definitely fits the bill there. Updated wedge soles launched. Those should be relatively well propagated on the website. Have you heard anything from customers or anything like that?
We've got a decent number of people asking to switch to the new ones, and then just a good number of questions about how it's different from the 2021 wedges in terms of performance, softness, those kinds of details.
I got a lot of comments about people being upset. No, I don't know about upset, but disappointed that the 2021 was kind of going away in favor of these new guys. So that surprised me because it reminds me of the same vibes I got when we switched the Christie out for the 2021.
That's what I was going to say.
And so maybe there's just some kind of inherent dislike of change.
People don't like change.
Yeah, well, I can identify with that. I don't like change either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's 2021. It's super comfy. Maybe we'll find a place for it back in the lineup. I don't know. But yeah, the updated wedge soles, they're out. They're ready to go. They're awesome. Yeah, so 60th anniversary. We're going to be talking about this a lot. So all of our social channels, please tune in. The emails are a great way to get communications on it. I know we sent out a really great description of all the new sole options on the emails. Working to get that incorporated into the website. We're working on some new website tools to make this a little bit easier, kind of like a product selector thing. So that'll be exciting. And but yeah, please stay in touch. There's just a lot going on. So we'll kind of have different things on promotion and move-in each weekend, really, to kind of celebrate this. But overarching, everything will, of course, be the discount on the legacy boots. And then winners selected each week getting that heavily discounted price back to the 1964 prices.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of it for the updates. Got a lot of cool stuff going on. Rebecca, how's everything going in general?
I think it's good. We've got a lot of new stuff coming through, but I feel like this is maybe the best organized we've been with a lot of changes. So it seems like people are on board and aware of what's changing, what's new, able to keep track of it. A lot of the new leathers we're getting, I really love. So I think there's a lot of exciting things happening, and it's well organized. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. Yeah, and a side note, we're not caught up on Delta arches, but I'd say we're back to a normal lead time, about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. Is that right? Yeah, that sounds about right. We're a little bit behind on belts as a result, but we've got a plan to basically get caught up to a normal lead time within a couple weeks. So they're moving through that, and that's good to see. So I look for seeing other, accessories and belt models and us to be promoting it more. Because we've just been so buried for a long time with the insoles. But yeah, so that's exciting to see. And then they're getting a little
little bit of a breather there in the small goods area. Yeah. So I don't know, Kelsey, any fun stuff going on in your life, not necessarily related to Nicks?
You're going to Texas soon.
Oh yeah, I'm going to Texas. Sorry. The only thing I've been thinking about is my mom went through reconstruction surgery. So I'm like caregiving outside of work. It's like all I'm doing.
Okay.
But no, that's a good one. I'm going to Texas in May.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but she's doing better,
doing
right?
good.
Like she made it kind of through the scary part.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
So
okay. Well, that's good to see. And I had to take my cats in for a dental appointment yesterday. That was, and my wife's out of town too. And I'm like, okay. They tell you shockingly little, I feel like, at the vet.
yes,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, they're like, all right, here are these things, and give them to them.
Yeah.
This much, et cetera, et cetera. But then they're also like, but like if it seems like they're fine, then you don't have to give them to them. Because they were both, one was like, and I looked them up online, obviously, afterwards and like checked Reddit and everything. And so one is just like an Advil for cats, basically. Not Advil, but an NSAID, which I think is a Advil, or I think it's more closely related to like Aleve, but a freaking narcotic. Like, so this freaked me out last night. So I got him home. One of them has to be given gabapentin because he's like a freaking monster at the vet. And they're like, no, it's fine. Just give them each one of these little, syringes, not like needle, but like where you can do a plunger into their mouth. But they're like, I think she was wrong, because she's like, if it goes in their mouth, like down their throat, it just will be absorbed less slowly. But I looked it up online and they're like, oh yeah, that'll totally get metabolized and won't have an impact. So I got the girl cat, who's always the easier one to deal with, and I gave her the shot. You're supposed to get it into their cheek pouch. And trust me, this is like the worst like thing. My cats they're okay, like with me, but bad with the vet. But so you're trying to like weasel your way into their mouth with this little syringe thing. And I think she might have swallowed it, because she was like just bopping around after she got hers and was like totally fine. I gave it to the boy. I felt so bad, man. He was like high. He was so stoned, like out of his mind. Like could barely, like was like walking drunk and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God. Well, I'm not doing this again. But fortunately, I looked it up and they're like overdoses and everything like that. And they're like, no, it's pretty safe. It doesn't have like a respiratory impact as much. But yeah, it took about like 5 or 6 hours for him to like start. And so like I was like putting him away for the night, and he hissed at me, and I was like, oh, nice. He's back. He's back. My guy's back. That's great. And then I woke up this morning and they were totally fine, but I had to give them the non-inflammatory, and that's a pill. And I mean, sticking a finger down a cat's throat, man.
Not easy.
Not easy.
No.
But they got it.
Millie's got some cat asthma.
Yeah.
And we've got these drops that we have to like shovel down her gullet.
She
if
doesn't
she has
like
an
it.
asthma attack. She starts like just hacking a lung.
It's like scary.
Yeah, it is. Like she's like choking.
Yeah.
And then so we give her these little drops, but she does not like it. But she can breathe afterwards. So
what do you do when you're gone?
It's not super frequent.
And it's gotten better since we moved out of a basement unit.
Yeah, I think there was something.
So
in
I
the air
think
in
it
the
was
basement.
just like too stuffy.
Mm.
But she's also very particular, so part of me thinks she's just faking. Because cats do that.
She's dramatic.
Yeah, so the cats are okay, and just kind of a handful right now, but it's all good. Yeah. All right, guys, thanks for listening to my cat story. I don't know if that's gonna make it. Kind of went on longer than I thought. But Rebecca, thank you for joining us. Kelsey, thanks for being here, bud.
Anytime.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
What's something you think's overrated? Give me your hot take.
What is a safe yet compelling answer?
The problem is I've come
I don't know.
around on a lot of things, because I used to think like flavored sparkling water was overrated, but now I drink it all the time.
Well, that's for people who don't drink very much.
Well,
I don't know if that's true.
that's not
No,
universal.
I'm like